Never seen a teacher this brazen before. Every single class, she'd flip on the TV and put on a movie for the students, then pull up her shirt and take a nap right there at her desk. Even more outrageous was her pay-per-view system. Slip her some cash or snacks and you could request whatever movie you wanted. If another teacher suddenly walked into the classroom, she'd immediately shut off the TV and pretend to be seriously teaching. When it came to test time, she'd just hand out the papers and completely check out. She couldn't care less whether the kids were cheating or not. For these students, this wasn't school, this was paradise. When the principal finally caught wind of what was going on and called her in for a chat, Annie's response was that movies were just the textbooks of the modern era. She figured the principal would give her grief about it, but surprisingly, he totally agreed with her philosophy. The parents, however, were a different story entirely. At the parent-teacher conference, plenty of parents raised concerns. They were worried their kids would bomb the standardized tests and end up at the bottom of the rankings. But Annie just smiled and said the children's grades depended on their parents. Pretty soon, one parent caught her drift. He walked up to Annie, shook her hand, and discreetly slipped her some cash. Seeing this, the other parents quickly pulled out their wallets too. Annie happily pocketed the money. After that, she swapped out the movies for online course videos, though she still kept napping during class. Everything was going smoothly until one day a new male teacher transferred to the school. Not only was he drop-dead gorgeous, but he was loaded too sports car. Best of all, he'd just broken up with his girlfriend. Looking at photos of the male teacher's ex with her ample figure, Annie decided she needed a boob job. But when she went to the plastic surgery clinic to ask about the procedure, the $10,000 price tag nearly gave her a heart attack. Fortunately, there was a citywide academic competition coming up, and the top performing class would win a hefty cash prize. Determined to get that breast enhancement, Annie completely changed her tune. For the first time in her career, she actually showed up to class before her students did. She even organized textbooks for each of them. Despite her newfound dedication to actually teaching, her students had fallen too far behind. After several practice tests, not a single student in the entire class managed to pass. The more papers she graded, the angrier she got, until she finally just threw them all away. But then she picked up the test cover sheet and tore off the contact information at the bottom. The next day, she disguised herself as a reporter and arranged to interview the person who writes the citywide exams under the pretense of doing a story. When he wasn't looking, she slipped some knockout drops into his water glass. Within seconds, he was swaying and collapsed to the floor. Annie then rifled through his desk drawers until she found the test papers.